Revolution born in the DeFi space. EMP Fusion, leading the race. From EMP to energy, the cycles turn. Passive income streams, it's what we earn. Sacrifice and stake, let your journey begin. In the heart of fusion, everyone wins. Daily rewards, no limit in sight. Building wealth in the digital night. Fusion ignites, the future's in view. Decentralized growth for me and you. Infinite loops, rewards on demand. Together we thrive, in fusion we stand. EMP empowers, energy thrives. In this ecosystem, our wealth arrives. No more middlemen, no centralized ties. Just smart contracts and community ties. The marketplace beckons, a gamified land. With strategy sharp, we take our stand. One single stake, rewards abound. In Fusion's loop, prosperity is found. Fusion ignites, the future's in view. Decentralized growth for me and you. Infinite loops, rewards on demand. Together we thrive, in Fusion we stand. Liquidity pools, where dreams are made. With every transaction, the system's paid. Sustainable growth, a vision so clear. Fusion's ecosystem, year after year. Compounding wealth, it's the Fusion way. Earning rewards every single day. From EMP to energy, the cycle flows. A digital empire, watch how it grows. Fusion ignites, the future's in view. A decentralized world for me and you. Infinite roots, rewards on demand. Together we thrive, in Fusion we stand. The journey's simple, the rewards are vast. In Fusion's loop, wealth grows fast. Sacrifice your EMP, let energy lead. In this ecosystem, you plant the seed. Sustainability, that's a Fusion plan. A financial revolution for every man. With innovation at its very core. Fusion unlocks the future to explore. So join the movement, take your place in the Fusion ecosystem. We embrace a decentralized vision, bold and true. With EMP Fusion, the future's for you. Fusion ignites, the future's in view. A decentralized world for me and you. Infinite loops, rewards on demand. Together we thrive, in Fusion we stand. Revolution.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to our very special 3-year anniversary Bonanza AMA live stream. What a 3 years it has been. Holy cow, time flies when you're having fun. So we're going to talk all about that today, go over some milestones. Would love to hear from the community. But before we get to all that, let me introduce my co-host with the most, LA, how are you?
Hey guys, happy 3 years. It's been a crazy, amazing ride, and we're excited to cover some of our favorite moments today and also what's coming next.
Yeah, no, 100%. We join you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. This is going to be a special one, so strap in, hang out, and again, get active in the comments. We'd love to hear some personal stories that we can read on stream for sure. But yeah, I mean, we make a joke all the time that crypto years are like dog years. I think 3 years is almost half a lifetime in crypto. So, you know, things move fast, but we have never given up. We've never stopped. We have, you know, built some really amazing things. We have ultimately cultivated an incredible community, and all that has to do with our success. So before we get started, though, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Our YouTube channel's been getting bigger and bigger. That is also part of our real yield going back to the protocol. It's not much now, but as we continue to grow, the next 3 years, we could really get a lot of ad revenue coming in from YouTube, and we are now streaming on X. So hi to all of you that are on X. Already about 50 people, so it should be a good show today. All right, LA, I'm gonna actually let you kick it off and do a bit of an intro over the last 3 years, and then I'll kind of do some storytelling, and then we'll get into the alpha towards the end for sure.
Okay, love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So, obviously, today is such a special day. Actually, technically, the 3 years is on Saturday, but we're celebrating it today. And we want to take this moment to really soak it all in, celebrate with all you guys, look at how far we've come, and give you some mega alpha for where we're going. Um, I know I can say that so many people probably didn't believe that we'd ever make it 3 years, let alone through the bear market. And most of the other DeFi protocols around us crumbled and fell, and we're still standing. And we're about to go into our most powerful, successful era we've ever been in. So, whether you've been around from day one, whether you just recently started learning about EMP, get excited to be here right now because we are just in the precipice of so much amazing stuff. So, AJ, can you remind us a little bit about the story of EMP and why you decided to start your own protocol after being in other people's protocols for all those years?
Yeah, 100% LA. So again, as a lot of you know, or some of you may not know, I've been in crypto a long time. I consider myself a crypto veteran. Been in DeFi for at least 8 years, but crypto overall for about 10. And I was drawn to crypto originally, for the same reasons we all are. I think the self custody, the decentralization, the financial freedom. I mean, again, for those of you that know my personal story, I've always been interested in ways to, be independent and be utilize computer technology to our advantage. And I think crypto is the great financial equalizer in that respect. So that alone has always given me this like, emotional connection to crypto. And as a DeFi user, I was getting rugged left and right with everybody else. I thought, man, out of all these people that start crypto projects and don't treat them like a business. I mean, I had business acumen outside of crypto. Knew how to run businesses, property management, the whole 9 yards. And so I thought, if these people are going to do it, then I have to because the dishonesty and scammers and rugging. I mean, everything was it was the wild wild west, and you know, I think that we've had a lot of our success because of their transparency. Again, being fully doxxed is another thing. Sometimes I question if that was a good idea or not, but here we are, and I think that that is again another level of trust that has helped EMP grow to where we are. So about 3 years ago, well, more than that, probably 3.5 years ago, I called on some of my developer friends that I've had relationships with over the previous years, developing other protocols that didn't fail because of a code issue, but failed because of bad economics or there's the lack of commitment that it really takes to run a crypto project. And we developed what we called the Magnificent Seven. Those were all the original team members. We started EMP as a Tomb fork, and that was all the rage at that time. The DeFi run of last cycle, and we were all super bullish on Ethereum. I think around that time, Ethereum had just gone from about $400 up to $4,000, and we wanted to have an ecosystem that could potentially, create passive income and still have exposure to Ethereum. And we got some things right and we got some things wrong. But at the end of the day, it was all decentralized code on the internet, and we're just going through the motions with everybody else, experimenting with this financial game. And that kind of transitioned into what we have now, and we are fully deflationary. There's no inflation with EMP. We have a sustainable model that will reward people through real revenue from all of our protocols and all of our infrastructure, swap fees, bridge fees, uh, you know, treasury management, yield, the whole nine yards, and all of that is real yield that comes in every day that doesn't require new users or any sort of Ponzi-nomics that a lot of DeFi protocols, even today, still use. So that is like a full circle story of where we are, and about I don't know, like what, 2 years ago now, about a year in, LA got came from a community member to be part of the team. So she's been here with all of us through all these AMAs. We've done what? Well, we're going to the stats here in a minute, but we've done well over 600 AMAs over those 3 years, and yeah, it's been an amazing experience. And we're just getting started, so we have a lot of really cool stats to share, and then I can drop a little bit more about where we're going because anniversaries are just as much about what we've done as they are about what we're going to do. So yeah, go ahead, Ella. You want to drop some bullish stats, and I'd love to hear some of your, we'll get into memorable moments, I guess, a little bit later on. But yeah, if there's anything you want to add to that, feel free. Maybe why you decided to get involved, and really step up and join the in a much deeper level too.
Yeah, I'll start with that. I honestly, AJ, it was you.
So
um,
right on.
when I first found out about EMP, DeFi was just new to me, and I had taken some courses, and um, EMP was one of the first two projects that I invested in. And the difference between how the EMP group was run and how the other projects group was run was just night and day. And I started attending the nightly AMAs and just soaking up everything I could from AJ, learning everything I could. I could tell right away, I've always been a very good judge of character, that this was something different and special, and that it had great leadership. And AJ was so transparent with everything. And I learned so much that I loved being there every night. um, and I just wanted to get involved in any way that I could. And so it's been an amazing few years. I wasn't in from the very beginning, but a couple months in. And there's been so many amazing milestones that we have been a part of. So let's go over a few of them. Um, 50 back-to-back days of boardroom prints at the beginning.
Yeah, that alone is insane. I mean, again, for those that don't know the context, uh, the original EMP protocol, that's where eShare comes around. A lot of you know about EMP and eShare, but you may not know the history. Again, just really quick, EMP was inflationary depending on demand, and if you had eShare in what we called the boardroom, it would print additional EMP based on that demand. So when we say a boardroom print, that means you staking eShare would give you more EMP. And that is really, again, it's how the traditional financial systems work. Again, it's known as seigniorage or seigniorage. And that, again, is what the Roman Empire, the US dollar, everything is based on that. But that's all inflationary economics. And again, it's great while it lasts, but when it doesn't work anymore, that's when we lose peg and we see, you know, prices go down. But we were literally the longest running boardroom print of all time of any tomb fork. The only other one that again never lost peg or had just as much success as we had was Dex Finance. And again, it's just crazy that both of our stories started as tomb forks or seniorage protocols, and we'll talk more about that as we go through this. But it just goes to show to be able to print 50 days back to back was unheard of. Again, I mean, the majority of tomb forks maybe had 3 days of printing, and then it would die off, and then you'd have to wait another month for demand to come back, and so, that alone makes us, in my opinion, the one of the GOATs of all time, for sure.
Yes, and
So,
then here's
the
another
next
one
one.
I'm sure you'll want to comment on. 50 million plus TVL.
Yeah, 100%. So again, between the value of eShare and the amount of EMP that was in circulation at one point, there was 50 million worth of TVL. Now, again, TVL can be a little misleading, but that's definitely a feather in our cap. That means that the entire supply of EMP, at $1 back then, and then eShare was thousands of dollars at that point. And all the TVL and the farms was upwards of 50 million plus. And that again was in the last bull run as well. But the fact that we had that much TVL and have never had an exploit or any issues with our code or security is also a testament for sure.
For sure. Um, Launching our first NFT series and having the largest NFT mint in BSC history with our Sentinel NFTs.
Yeah, again, another incredible milestone. It's funny to me how karma happens. The partner that did that with us actually isn't even around anymore. And yeah, but that being said, we have outlasted everybody. And yeah, it was the biggest independent raise on BSC. And again, there is some misinformation that money, I think we raised about $1 million. That money somehow went into our pockets or went into the protocol, but all those funds were used for detonator and reactor with sentinels and defenders. And again, those rewards were given to everybody that was in those particular contracts. So, but nevertheless, it was a major milestone for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And then here's one of my favorite ones, having EMP represented at in-person events and getting to meet emperors over the past few years. So gotten
Yeah,
to
like
meet
you go, yeah, go into detail on that. I know we had Splinterfest and even
in 2 years of consensus.
yeah,
Yeah.
consensus, totally. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's been amazing getting to meet some of my favorite emperors and even some of the influencers that we work with. And just it's a whole different thing getting to be in person with emperors. And obviously, we very much so hope that we can finally have our EMP event sometime in the near future.
Yeah, no doubt. I got a DM the other day asking about that, and yeah, I think that is definitely still in the works. Obviously, we had you know, the sickness that put a wrench in the gears as well. That made things harder for in-person events. But I think when we recover peg and later this year, and we're all back on track, and everybody's doing cheers with each other, then we could definitely put together another in-person event. I know that Disney is on the top of the list.
Yep,
Maybe
party.
Vegas. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, party exactly. So awesome. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you again, Ellie. I'm gonna let you go through all the bullets and then I'll elaborate. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Our Detonator Defender series and how fun it was to represent some of our most loyal, active emperors at the time.
Yeah, totally. So those are still, around. Those are a badge of honor. Again, I still think we're gonna do something for those owners of defenders. I know we said all along any of the NFTs that you have, may or may not guarantee or qualify you for future bonuses. But I love the defender series. It was a lot smaller, mint, not nearly as big as Sentinels, but it really had a lot more sentimental value. We did cartoon characters of all the most loyal and involved emperors, and even another part of our admin team, who again I feel is an extension of the team at this point. Stinky Beans. He had the infamous Stinky Bean,
Yes.
defender cartoon. So yeah, we had a lot of great ones. And who else? Hot Llama in the hospital bed.
Yes.
Oh man, we got a ton of
That
inside
was one of
jokes.
my favorites.
Yeah, totally, totally. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was really cool for sure.
What else have we got here? Obviously, 365 days of AMAs to kick off the first year, and all the amazing AMA trains that really fire things up. Plus, over the next 2 years after that, all these AMAs. So I counted it today, and it's over 700 in total, which is just crazy.
That is incredible, LA. Man, that's a big number. That's a lot of hours, but I mean, that was part and is part of what we stand for. And I see some comments already even about the EMP Academy. That was really cool too. That was one of the first things we rolled out, really teaching people about crypto. And that again has been an ethos of mine personally and the rest of the team is whether you got involved with EMP or not, those 365 AMAs the first year, literally every single day, that was about creating better DeFi users. And, a lot of you that are still in the community from then, uh, have gone on to be successful, dare I even say, full-time crypto users from some of those, insights and educational series that we've done. And to me, that really shows, it really is an honor to have people, take it that seriously and learn from what we were giving out for free, and really, embrace the future of crypto. And here we are, a couple of days away from having, our next president be a crypto advocate, here in America at least, and that is unbelievable. I mean, that's absolutely something I never thought I would say, and it's awesome. So shout out to all of you that attended probably all those AMAs, or at least the vast majority of them. And we're going to continue. It's not quite once a day anymore. I with all my kids, and I just didn't have it in me anymore. But we definitely will be doing once a week minimum, and love seeing all of you here on Thursdays.
Yes, absolutely. All right. And then the building and launch of Sparkswap and all the success we had.
Yeah, totally. So Sparkswap was a little bit of a surprise this past year, with Pulse Chain finally launching. Uh, when we started EMP, a lot of you sacrificed for Pulse, and then this past year it finally went live, and so we wanted to have a home there. Our original idea was actually called Impulse, I am Pulse, and that was something that we thought maybe to do a non-inflationary tomb fork, but we saw all the downfalls with that and how hard it was to sustain, and we had really transitioned into our real revenue model, and that was right around the time that we merged with Dex Finance, which again we'll talk about that here in a bit. Is a perfect segue. That is one of my most memorable things of 2024. And that not only did that expand our team in terms of developers dramatically, but that was really a tipping point in the new vision and the new economics of EMP and eShare, and how we were moving away from what wasn't working and moving into something that is absolutely bulletproof. So yeah, I again can't forget Sparkswap, and a lot of you again, that were around and took advantage of these opportunities. That's another thing. We have so many complainers about, some of our legacy contracts, and they get emotional and just don't pay attention uh, to EMP anymore because they feel they were hurt somehow. But as if you would have just stayed involved in the community, we had so many incredible opportunities to earn inside and outside of Fusion and EMP, and Sparkswap is one of those examples. Again, we've seen Pulse Chain take a hit lately, but we when we launched originally, Spark was up probably 4 or 5x along with Pulse for the first 6 months before this last downturn. So Yeah, and it's all in the eye of the beholder, and Sparkswap has been major in adding another revenue stream to EMP, and that will only get better with DexSwap, which again, spoiler alert, have some major alpha on DexSwap towards the end. So stay tuned for sure.
Can't wait.
Awesome.
All right. The building of Fusion and its launch, and how much it's really brought the community together. We've really had massive progress as a community with steadily moving back towards PEG, share prices rising steadily. That's obviously a huge one.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, everything with Fusion, again, is based on sustainability. And, you know, we came out with a lot of bold statements and, a very detailed and what a lot of people thought was confusing white paper. But over the last, 3 months, everything that we have said has come true. And that is not because we have a crystal ball, it's because, we have built rock solid economics. And shout out to Cody and our original developer Jake and Matru. Again, those names might ring a bell. They were super instrumental in the original planning of Fusion, but it really came and kind of took on a life of its own. Again, with the developers from DexFi, we really morphed into the end all be all of what a DeFi protocol should be and is, and that's Fusion. And finally, all of you have seen the results now. Like actions speak louder than words, and we said we would get to a supply shock. It wouldn't really start moving until that happened. That has happened now, and literally, it's been about 12 days of gaining peg since that happened. I mean, again, the numbers don't lie, and that's what we wanted to develop is something that was not beholden to whales dumping on our heads, something that was really real revenue, something that was transparent, something that was safe, and all of that, and safe in terms of security and exploits. Obviously, there's always risk in crypto, and none of this is financial advice. We're all just playing with decentralized code on the internet. I didn't build the code. LA didn't build the code. We're all here to just kind of, build our bags together. And it's been working. I mean, again, Fusion has been absolutely flawless and accomplishing everything that we had hoped it would. And again, it's a multi-step process. So, once the once we're at PEG and all the EMP is gone, we can really start funneling into actual, yield. I think by then the word will be out, and everybody will want to be in Fusion at that point. And when that happens, all of you that have been paying attention and building positions and been here for the last 2, 3 years, even 6 months, you guys will all benefit. So we're excited for that for sure.
Absolutely. Here's another more recent one, but has been incredibly impactful. The launch of Fusion Watch and all the amazing new features John and Grover have brought that have really helped fuel the momentum of our amazing protocol.
Yeah, totally. Again, Fusion Watch has had an incredible result. I mean, again, who would have thought a simple, and I say simple, it's anything but simple, but a website that has stats and some contests and a leaderboard, who would have thought that would have had the impact that it did? And it's been unbelievable. So major shout out to Grover and John. They've been spearheading that, and we're going to get it added to the main site eventually. Again, the devs have just been so busy trying to get DexSwap up and all the other infrastructure up that the UI is on the back burner. But all that will be integrated directly into Fusion. And if you haven't checked out Fusion Watch, please do. I know I look at the PEG number on there every single day. On the old EMP site, you can see it at the top, but Fusion Watch is great because we're under a are under a 5x multiplier. Now we're in the fours. So LA, I don't know what else is more bullish than that for sure. So
And we're gonna go into that even more in depth later on in the show.
perfect.
So bullish.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. The amazing partnership with DexFi and the incredible ability we have built, the incredible ability to build so much more and work with a larger team of devs, and also to have Jake, CEO, along the journey with us.
Yeah, 100%. All of the above. I'll expand on that for sure, but I would love to hear your take too, LA. I know, again, you've been so amazing in the marketing and the community management that, the development side was always something that felt was over your head. But what a difference it was when we went from, two or three developers to about 30. I mean, can you just comment, Twig, on how, we were able to explore all of our ideas that much faster? For sure.
Yeah, it's been amazing to have so much more force behind all of the ideas that we have. And we had a great dev team to begin with, but everything happened a lot more slowly because obviously there was just less manpower. And AJ never stops coming up with ideas, and we have a lot of kooky, wild ideas together that we'd love to explore. So we need a big team behind us, and we're happy that we've partnered with DexFi, and we really know that we can count on everyone on our team, and that we can trust everyone, and that everyone works so well together.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's really what I was getting at is, not only are they an incredible team of talented and robust devs, but we all get along. And that, that may not sound like a big deal, but it allows us to build that much better. A lot of times, you know, Dex CEO and LA and I and, some of the other devs, like, we finish each other's thoughts because we're so ingrained in all this. And that is just so much more efficient because they can build things that we haven't even discussed, but yet we're on the same page. And so again, it's been an amazing fit um, to have those assets and having that merger with DexFi really help both of us. I mean, again, we brought a lot of marketing to the table. We helped split some of those dev fees. It was a true win-win when you think of partnerships, and I'll be the first to admit we've had some pretty unfortunate partnerships in the past, but that's all part of learning and growing. But literally, DexFi has been the best thing that ever happened to EMP, and that will allow us to really grow and build together. I mean, we have just as much effort and drive for Dex Vault and DexSwap and everything else, GDEX, the native token, uh, we're all under the same umbrella now, and that will help us again scale to the masses because that's really what the takeaway from today should be as a whole is we have spent the last 3 years building, and now it's time to get in front of the masses. And with the bull run and crypto regulation becoming more friendly, now is the time, and we're set up perfectly with 3 years of infrastructure and building and hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on building. Now we can capitalize. So again, I'm super bullish on all that. And shout out to the entire DexFi team, and community. We have a lot of community members now that have joined and gotten involved. I mean, Grover was an original team member at DexFi, so we're all one big happy family now, which is amazing for sure.
Love it. All right. Also, the expansion of the Dex vaults and all the amazing new technology being implemented.
Yeah, totally. That was another milestone to have the vault have the AILM or the AI automated liquidity manager. That was just a few months ago, towards the end of the year. I mean, there's just been one thing after another in terms of memorable moments and memorable releases. And again, I mean, we are the first in the market to have that sort of technology. There are a lot of automated liquidity managers, we're able to outperform literally all of them by upwards of 10% because of the infrastructure we have, the ETFs, the auto compounding within each vault, and the AI metrics that are proprietary to DexFi. And the word is slowly getting out, but we've already gained about 1 million TVL on the vaults from farms alone, not including price appreciation of tokens. I mean, we're primed so perfectly for major adoption with the vaults.
Agreed. All right, the launch of the GG token and the continued development of our game, Honor versus Madness, the
For sure.
excitement we have to bring it to life with all of you, and the growth of our new communities surrounding the game, including our amazing ambassadors.
Yeah, totally. So again, I mentioned it a little bit super briefly at the beginning about being in crypto, before EMP. And one of the projects I was involved in was called Splinterlands, and they are around to this day. In my mind, they're the OG and the best Web3 game ever created. Fully on chain. They do like 1 million transactions a day. It's just insane what they have built over on the Hive blockchain. But you know, we learned a lot. We were inspired by them, and we always wanted to have a game in our portfolio of businesses. And we were approached by a long-term community member with experience and the ability to pull this off, and the rest is history. So, GG again launched. Obviously without the game being here and a lot of the revenue streams being there, it wasn't as a big of a launch as we had hoped, but that means that we are really well prepared for 2025 now, when, the marketplace and the first pack sale will be here in a few more months, and then the game itself being released this year. That is a big milestone for us. So, and then again, partnering with a world-class uh, marketing firm and AAA studio to bring that game to life, is the next step for sure. And why
Yeah.
that matters is that's a revenue stream not only to GG holders but to Fusion and DexFi as well. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and just to really emphasize what you just said, we couldn't have better partners when it comes to the game. Both the game studio and the marketing firm we've partnered with are so helpful and have changed our lives, honestly.
For
I
sure.
know when it comes to the marketing and me, I couldn't do everything that they're helping us with on my own. There's just not physically enough hours in the day. They're so experienced and their attitudes match ours. They're so positive, so helpful, and they were the perfect partners to bring on to help us with the marketing. And honestly, I was watching over the past weekend, I was watching the Lion King movie that Hydrazzle Group had helped be a part of making. And I was
Yes.
saying to my friend, well, this same studio is creating our game. Like, how badass is that? I mean, not only with the development, but also them helping with Web2 marketing. It's incredible.
Yeah, 100%. Again, just to reiterate that for those that aren't paying attention, yeah, I mean, our game studio, the lead developers, have worked on, Disney movies, Pirates of the Caribbean, that when LA was coming on, the live action, Lion King, they animated, Mufasa. So yeah, I mean, there's been so much amazing stuff, and again, that's why, we chose to do that because we weren't just gonna build a half-ass game, that can be just, a reskin or, maybe include some unique artwork, but the whole gameplay economics and fundamentals are the same. That is not what we were gonna do. We wanted something built from the ground up and really something that will gain mass adoption, both from Web 2 and Web 3. And we've done it. I mean, we're combining the strategic trading card game elements with first person battling, something that's never been done before, with an engine that has never been released. We again are implementing our own code in terms of how the cards battle each other and how the players battle each other. Even with the AI narratives, we have AI involved in that, both from the concept art and animation, all the way to AI matchmaking, where you will play an opponent that could potentially be an AI. So again, it's just amazing how it's all come together, and we do that a lot, LA. We seem to do things before the hype and the trend happens. I mean, we were talking about play to own before that was even a thing, and again with the AI. So I feel like we're super positioned with the big brains, on the team and in the developer, circle, that we're developing things, in real time as the landscape of crypto changes. So, and that will only continue. And again, a lot of you give amazing suggestions from the community as well. We pride ourselves on actually listening to our community as well, which has been a game changer.
That's
And
a
yeah,
good one.
I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's a good segue into the next point, right, LA? I mean,
Yeah.
I'll let you handle this. You've been the best community manager anybody can ask for. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's just perfect evidence from these comments right now and how much everyone's participated. But most of all, the thing that stands out the most is this amazing world-class community we've built. We wouldn't have been able to do any of this without all of you. And especially in a day and age where people's attention spans are so short. The fact that a lot of you have been around for 3 years and some of you attending all or most of these AMAs is just absolutely extraordinary. We love the ideas that you give us. We couldn't appreciate the support more. And we're very much looking forward to many more years to come with all of you and an expansion of even more amazing community members.
Yeah, could not agree more, LA. Again, we have an incredible home base, and now it's up to all of us to expand that community. And now is the time. There's going to be some incredible new, attention in crypto, especially in DeFi. And with the track record and security and transparency we have, there is no other better onboarding than that. So again, please, tell your friends that might be interested in crypto but don't know, they think holding Bitcoin is the only way to experience financial freedom. Tell them to just watch one of our AMAs. And, shout out to all of you. We have about 100 viewers tonight. So let's get the likes up and let's share it out. And I want to hear from all of you. So we mentioned it at the beginning. I'll go through the comments now, but if any of you have a story or just even a little quip or comment about why you've been in EMP and why you're here. Uh, this isn't about giving LA or I compliments, but it's about why you have chosen to stick with EMP, what makes it different, and why you've been here for the long run, and maybe you're new as well. We'd love to hear from you and what got you interested in EMP as we go. But so yeah, LA, was there anything in the comments so far that we should highlight or wait for some people to comment? I'm
Yeah,
going
let's
through it
do it.
now.
I haven't had a chance yet because we were working down our list of milestones, but let's see. Oh.
Yeah, let's see. We got a bunch, so shout out to all of you.
Grover says for a DeFi project to survive a year is amazing, but 3 years proves EMP's brilliance. Love
I
that.
love it. Yes, totally.
And then Femeron says, AJ, like Frank Sinatra, I did it my way for you, my friend. You stand out in the thousands of crypto projects, and I think that's the special sauce.
Oh,
Couldn't
right
agree.
on. Thank you, brother. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, totally.
Mm,
Let's
let's
see.
see.
We have from Mail Academy. The Academy was awesome. Yeah, so that is definitely a highlight. The Academy, we had a free online course about EMP and everything that we, not only within the protocol, but like how to set up a ledger, how to not get hacked, So yeah, the academy was definitely something that we, made us different, and a lot of you came from that for sure.
Yeah, and then we were the first ever protocol to create an academy, so absolutely amazing.
Yeah, totally. And shout out to LA and Crypto Mike and who else? Chris.
Stephanie,
Yeah,
David,
yeah, there was so many I forget.
and Kirk.
Uh Kirk, yeah, totally. So a lot of them along the way, obviously Kirk. And that's another great little side note. Kirk, he helped us do the remake of our academy, and then Kirk went on to start his own protocols. So not only have we inspired better DeFi users, but those also from the community have gone on to start their own thing, which again I think is amazing. We don't see anything as competition. If anything, he utilized Spark to yield for his protocol. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like the rising tide rises all ships for sure. So
Yes. Here's an amazing one from Jerusek. He said, I just counted and I've timestamped 160 EMP YouTube AMAs. Wow. And this is just another
wow.
perfect example of we couldn't do this all without you guys. Jerusek, Stinky, David before, um, and Sam have done notes and timestamps and helping out with the community management and so many other amazing admins who have helped. We're so thankful. None of this would be possible without the help of so many amazing individuals.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, again, it takes a village for sure. So I'm gonna go through this quick while you look at a few more. LA, Hey Tracy, we're AMA monsters, and that's a good thing. Thank you. Oh, here we go. The man, the myth, the legend. Hot Llama's here. So yeah, I mentioned him earlier. He was the inspiration and a major inside joke with our community. When we had Detonator, all the craze. Hot Llama told his doctor, while about to get surgery, that he had to compound on detonator. So we had to immortalize that with Hot Llama on the operating table. So that was really a moment that stands out for
And I
sure.
got to
So,
meet him, and it was a great day when we met at Splinterfest. He was such a champion.
yeah, 100%. So, and Chubby, love the weekly AMAs. Thank you. I always look forward to them. Awesome. Uh, Good deal. LMFG, a regular. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Appreciate that. And three pair, yeah. uh, and all the AMAs, how many words bro and bruh were said? Yeah, I just called me about Hulk Hogan with brother. That's my favorite word for sure. So uh, the math is unfuddable. Absolutely, Grover. So, all right, awesome. I think there's a lot of great comments. Do we see any other ones to highlight, LA? I know.
Yeah, here's a
Yeah.
couple.
Okay.
Femoron says, I can't name a single team who has the success in DeFi and crypto with now the ability and chops to launch a game in Web3. Thank you. That's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. We appreciate that, and yeah, I mean, again, we are very humble in the fact that we said we may not get it right every single time, but we can say we never give up. So,
Mhm.
and when you're getting involved with a crypto project, again, that's what I look for, in my personal life. So we just want to be what was missing in DeFi for sure.
Here's one from Cool Sheet. Shout out to Cool Sheet. I've been with EMP since day 6. Love the team. AJ the GOAT. Been adding bags all along the way. We're going to make it with Fusion, generational passive income. Yeah, and big shout out to Cool Sheet and all these amazing songs he's made along the way. That should be added to the milestone list too.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm so glad he commented. I knew he'd be here, so he would remind me. But yeah, I mean, Toolsheet is a prime example of the many characters, within our EMP ecosystem. And yeah, for those of you that don't know, he does killer crypto-inspired music videos. We had one for today that was a new one that was made. But a lot of the other ones, let's say 90% of the crypto intros are cool sheet. So, and he brings the humor, he brings the good vibes. again, that's what we want
And the
here
cool
at
videos too.
totally. He does some awesome, like, AI or animation with all the videos that actually line up and represent the lyrics. I mean, yeah, he's a goat, for sure. And again, I didn't want to spoil too much alpha, but a little cool sheet may have told me that there is a new one coming as well. So
Oh, I
stay
can't
tuned
wait.
for that. Yeah, totally. That's a little birthday present on our anniversary present. So yeah, but yeah. So thank you, Cool Sheet, for everything you've done, brother, for sure.
Love it. Here's one from Donnie saying we share the same vision of sustainable passive income and trusted team that keeps evolving. Love it.
I love it. Yeah, shout out to Donnie for sure. Love it.
LMFG says still to this day, not one project has such an academy as EMPs, at least not one I have seen.
Yeah, 100%. So again, and we are again. LA did a standalone academy now. We have a great. We just posted that today, actually. I still think a lot of people are sleeping on the standalone series that you did, LA, with all the motion graphics that explain what Fusion is. So if you are wanting to have an academy style learning experience, join that playlist on YouTube, and it's all there. It'll tell you all about Fusion, how to get involved, what it is, how it works. So yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Reaper Graphics says been here since near the very beginning. It's the innovation and your dedication as a team that made this feel like my DeFi home. Only team I 100% have faith in. And big shout out to Reaper Graphics, one of our top contributing HVM ambassadors. It's so amazing to have you as part of the community and all of the help you've been giving with helping to promote.
Yes, absolutely, Reaper. Again, we say this all the time, and I said it about LA being being a community member that eventually was brought on to the team. I mean, Reaper is a perfect example. Like we absolutely look for people that put in the extra effort, and go above and beyond, and want to be here and want to help. And we see all of you. Another one, I don't know if he's here tonight, but another one in that category that rings a bell is the infamous Vino Mystic. So he's been busy
Yes.
the last few months, but yeah, another community member that's gone way above and beyond. Anybody that's in our beta testers group, David, all you guys. I mean, Surf Yeti, all everybody. So those are the kind of guys that help us behind the scenes, and Vino was super helpful with the battery designs. So even though we may not mention them on every AMA, again, it takes a village to really get everything to come together for sure.
Couldn't agree more.
Awesome.
Reaper says, hoping to surprise my partner using Fusion ecosystem gains to pay for our wedding this summer. Oh, I love that.
Let's go. Absolutely, Reaper. I mean, we're almost there. I mean, again, not financial advice, but some of the projections on pegging for EMP has been as close as February, which again, I mean, that might be a little ambitious, but it's all dependent on buy pressure. So we see more buying and sacrificing. It could be here before we know it, for sure.
Yes, and here's one that has been around as long as I can remember. Cool Dr. Money. He says, not just around for 3 years, but stronger than ever.
Yeah, 100%. I recognize that Wu-Tang logo anywhere. So yeah, shout out to you, Cool Under Money again, long-term member for sure. It's funny how we see a lot of the same faces and names, and we appreciate you, you know, commenting and being involved and staying in the loop. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many people just leave for a year and then come back and say, hey, what's going on? Like, it's like, it blows my mind. We always say you gotta, invest in your investment. And that doesn't necessarily mean monetary investment. You gotta put the mental investment in as well, for sure.
Yes, love it. And shout out to Mujafa, who was the one who created this new theme song. But he said, I got started with EMP through the detonator and won 4 times. It helped me fund my honeymoon, which is incredible. Since then,
Nice.
I've been DCAing into EMP every chance I could. I stayed with EMP because of AJ. Love it.
Right on. Awesome. Thank you, Mojave. Yeah, he sent me a DM a few days ago, was working on the intro, and so yeah, shout out to him. That's awesome. So
Oh, there's a continuation. Sorry, he's the star. I've never been a whale, but now I'm a plasma general and well on my way to top 1%. Killer fun.
nice. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, and speaking of that, people are like, "What's a plasma general?" I have some really cool stuff to share
Oh, yep.
after this segment for Fusion Watch. But man, he's not kidding. That plasma general, you're well on your way to top 1% for sure. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
lots of great little gamification within Fusion now too.
For sure. Neil's been around for a long time. I love EMP, been here since the beginning. An amazing team that deserves all that's about to happen in 2025.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely, Neil, for sure.
LMFG says, all kidding aside, the most amazing thing to me is when you get asked the hard questions. You answer them off the top of your heads, or so we will get back to you next AMA answered. And on top of that, your transparency. I just checked. I've been bothering you guys since March 2023. Love it.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. LMFG. I mean, again, that is our ethos and always has been. I mean, obviously, we've been around the game a long time, and we know what works and what doesn't. But even if we don't, and we don't have the answers, I know LA and I both get yelled at for on air math. So I mean, I'd be able to do the math off the top of my head, but you better know that the math in the actual contracts is bulletproof. So yeah, and we have PhDs, different quants, incredibly bright people that are on the dev team, always making sure we're doing everything right, and it's shown. I mean, again, what other protocol, even some of the biggest protocols, what other protocol can you say has never been hacked or exploited or flash loaned or backdoored or you name it? I mean, it's been 100% uptime, flawless running. The bridge to Sparkswap, that might go down every now and then, but that's just because it's a chain issue and out of our control, or there's no liquidity at that current moment, loaded into the bridge. So I mean, that's about the extent of downtime for us, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
And you know what? I was just telling my mom today as I was kind of recalling some of these milestones to her when we were speaking that I got into EMP and another project at the same time. And the other project was like an ROI style, very similar to Detonator. And within a month, all my money was gone. It was done. Everyone was done. It went from I think 100 million down to zero within about a month and a half, 2 months. And Detonator, Reactor, all of our ROI contracts have outlived every single other one that came and went. EMP evolved into Fusion. We've never had an exploit. We've never had a moment where we screwed everyone over. We've never had a hack. It's just incredible to watch even some of the most hyped, most popular projects come and go around us, and we are the tried and true engine that just kept chugging along.
yeah, absolutely. Well said, LA. I could not agree more. And, at the end of the day, it is still all code on the internet. I think that we can all agree code is free speech, and it's up to all of you to interact with that code. Nobody's, putting a gun to your head or pressing the buttons for you. But, over the long run, we've had incredible success, and, all that value stays in the community. So that's what it's all about. So, all right, awesome. I think that was a great recap, man. I got a little emotional there sometimes. Yeah, a little choked up. I think again, and that's another thing. I mean, I can speak for LA. on this. I don't like to speak for her, but I have no problem doing it in this situation. LA and I put our blood, sweat, and tears into this protocol, and that includes all the other protocols under our umbrella, the mothership, as we love to refer to it as, and that won't stop. I mean, we again are setting this up to be a protocol that lasts and an ecosystem that lasts for generations to come. And we built all of this the last 3 years, but ultimately the end goal is that you know this is something that can function you know beyond us. I mean, again, whether it's LA or I, or who knows, the next 10, 20 years with AI and everything else. I mean, the code is going to be set up, the revenue streams are going to be set up, everybody will use what we have built to generate fees, and that will then give that value back to all of you that participate in the ecosystem. And I can't imagine what a more beautiful decentralized again mothership that it would be at that point. So all that is absolutely the end goal, and the final boss over the next 10, 20 years of EMP for sure.
Yes, and I want to give a special shout out to all of our content creators. There's been so many people along the way and still currently that have been so supportive of us. I know one to name that's on the top of my head this week is Crypto Kings. He's been pumping out Fusion videos pretty much every day recently. But along these 3 years, there's been so many that have consistently supported us, and they all deserve a big shout out as well. And remember that as we get to the point of getting back to peg when everything's pumping again, we will still be doing our second wave of Fusion marketing, and that's when the whole world could know our names, and just how powerful the Fusion community is, the EMP community is, and the project as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. And yeah, it's very special shout out to all of our I hate to call them influencers, but all the people that have helped EMP get to where it is, even some that you may or not like or agree with. I know again, James Pelton was a big supporter and still is, but a lot of the big guys were all into EMP. And maybe they forget about us, but once we get back to peg, you better know they're going to be saying our name again. And at that point, it'll be so newsworthy that we may not even have to, have an ad budget. It'll be all organic. So, that is definitely what we're striving towards. And, again, I think we're it's not if, it's when, and that's what we said all along. A lot of people didn't remember or believe, but now here we are, slowly but surely getting there. So the next few months are going to be really, really interesting and exciting. And again, too, for anybody maybe I forgot, I feel bad if for whatever reason I didn't mention your name on the stream, both as a community member or potential behind the scenes helper. Please know I really appreciate every single one of you. And don't take it personally, but yeah, I always feel bad doing these recap shows because we sometimes forget some people in the moment. But again, it takes a whole village, and just thank you to all of you for what we've done together and what you've contributed on the big brain motherfuckers that we have we've established, right, LA? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One other thing I was thinking about today in regards to Fusion is how many things in life in general take longer than we expect to create. But when it comes to Fusion, it has been so worth the wait, to see the community coming together, to see us reaching the vision that we always had for Fusion, to see how close we are to being back at peg and everything booming. I know Fusion took a lot longer than anyone hoped for, including AJ and myself. But our number one priority was always the community and making sure that when we put that product out, it was the safest, the most defined and ready to be the success that we knew it would be, the most innovative and new kind of take on DeFi and something that could create generational wealth. And we are well on our way to achieving all of that. And, we didn't ever put out a date ahead of time. And I know that it frustrated a lot of people to not have that specific date to look for the launch. And it did take quite a lot longer than any of us anticipated. But I was thinking about it today and how many of those shows are on HGTV and a house is being remodeled. And sure enough, they open the walls and the pipes are bursting and everything takes 10 more months and 100,000 more dollars and all this stuff. But you know what? At the end of the show, there's always this really happy reveal and the family is rejoicing and it's everything they dreamed of. And Fusion is going to be no exception to that. We're well on our way to really achieving that vision of that utopia where we are all of the only owners inside of Fusion. And we have that ability to not only earn great passive income, but create our own destiny and our own future, because someone does have to buy our microgrids to get in. And it makes me really happy to see that vision becoming a reality more and more so every single day.
I love it. Well said, LA. I couldn't agree more. And yeah, I mean, we got so much hate for those few months that we were like, Fusion's coming next month, next week. Then we would days, not weeks. And I know that the same sort of frustration that we see was happening. But you're right. I mean, we didn't want to compromise on safety and development and vision of what we knew it would become. And now here we are, we're covering Peg completely organically, having all the infrastructure to fuel rewards. I mean, we have it all set up. Now it's just, again, pouring gasoline on the fire and getting more people to know about what we've done and showing them the light of transparency and safety and everything that you don't have in crypto, from everybody else. And again, I mean, all the EMP is out. There is no more, whales really. I mean, all the EMP we've really accounted for. I mean, all the downfalls that you see in other DeFi projects, we've gotten past all that drama. And now it's just a matter of scaling. So yeah, and again, shout out to all of you. We're well over 100 viewers now. And we're going on over an hour. We have a lot more to get to. So told you it'd be a long one tonight. We'll try to go a little bit quicker here, but we want to get into the juicy alpha. So LA, I'm gonna pull up the Fusion Watch site, and then if you can just go through the next bullets, because I won't be able to see them. But we have a lot to show in terms of the analytics for sure.
Yeah, when it comes to Fusion, we're on the precipice of mega success. Our peg has been growing steadily day after day over the last 2 weeks, especially. We're now at, as of earlier today, let me check what we're at right now. Yep, same thing. We're now at 4.9x peg bonus. And I just want to say, we warned everyone over the last couple of weeks that this may have been the final time to get a peg bonus in the 5x's. Now the same thing is ringing true with the 4s. It's ticking down every day. And with ETH still low at the moment, we're able to get maximum peg bonus while also getting more EMP for every dollar spent. We don't know how long it's going to be in the 4s because soon enough it'll be in the 3s. And as we get closer to peg, we eventually will not have any more peg bonus because we will be at peg. So I know personally I'm taking advantage of it every single opportunity I can
For
because I'm
sure.
addicted to seeing my microgrid value grow. I love it.
Yes, I love it, LA. Man, there's too much bullish things to cover in what you just said because everything gets me excited. And yeah, I mean, again, for those that haven't seen Fusion Watch, or maybe you're not as familiar with it as you should be, I check this website literally 5 times a day. I mean, this is everything you want to know about Fusion.
Me too.
And yeah, and it's based on numbers. Again, I've said this many times. LA and I and everybody else can come on an AMA and tell you what we want you to hear, but you have to trust but verify, and all of this data on Fusion Watch is actual on-chain data that is pulled from the blockchain. So this shows how incredible the momentum is, and again, it proves the unfuddable truth and math behind why we're recovering peg, because as long as there's people buying and sacrificing, it is mathematically guaranteed that we will recover peg over the long run. So all of that is here. I wanted to highlight a few quick things while we're here. Unfortunately, we barely missed our goal last week of 300,000 EMP. We were at 272,000, but nevertheless, great showing from the community. We're already at about 100,000 EMP, so we need to do some work over the next few days, buying and sacrificing. But we are over. That was the challenge of last week's AMA, to get over 20% to peg, and we did. So that is a great milestone, and shout out to all of you that helped with that. ETH is down, right now. Again, that's another thing to keep in mind. As ETH fluctuates, even though there's been basically only buying pressure, the price of EMP may go down if the price of ETH goes down, but that is a perfect opportunity to buy EMP and help peg even more at a lower dollar value. So
Yes.
again, yeah, if you're looking to get in or build your positions, that's kind of the gamification of Fusion that you can kind of keep an eye out for, to really maximize your positions. And so that's that metric there. eShare again has been doing really well. We've been hovering around, 15 to $20 eShare, which has been double what it was last month. So 100% gain on that for the last few weeks. This chart right here is super bullish too. So this is the peg pulse, and every time you see a green candle, that means we're gaining on peg. So literally, it's been about 18 or 15 days in a row. We had one little guy right here, but in my eyes, that was pretty much break even. So again, just really powerful. And then peg trend, again, if things continue the way they are, we're looking at, March of getting to peg. I mean, February, March, April, somewhere in there. Again, not financial advice and not guaranteed, but as long as we continue the same momentum, that is a real possibility. And then,
I
last but
just
not
want to
least,
add,
your
sorry, I
head,
just
Ellie.
want to add
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that by saying we've literally had only $17 of sell pressure on EMP in the last 24 hours. And when I looked at it before that, it was less than $100. And so this is a golden time and a golden opportunity for us to massively work our way towards peg, because there's literally non-existent sell pressure. So every single dollar we deposit into Fusion is a dollar of EMP that will never be on the market again. And don't underestimate the speed at which we can massively accelerate those timelines that are listed on that peg trend if we work at it. We can also massively slow them down if we don't work at it. So the more that we do everything we can as a community coming together, the more that we can achieve those goals more quickly.
I love it. Absolutely, LA. And I'm glad you brought that up. That was one thing we talked about a little bit on the last AMA. We had a little bit of a community initiative, but again, every single EMP matters. So even if you're able to only afford 10 EMP a week, what at these prices, that's what, $1.50. So maybe 100 EMP would get you to, 10, $20. If you're able to buy that and sacrifice that every day, every single EMP matters, because EMP is a fixed supply, and we have accounted for already about 90% of the entire supply. So, great examples right here. There's only about 4.6 million EMP in the LPs themselves. Now, some people may sell and swing trade as we go, but that means that as long as the EMP is actually sacrificed, so us as a community and the people that want to build our positions in Fusion, we buy that EMP and we sacrifice it. That EMP is gone forever, and it will not enter back into the LPs. And therefore, when we do recover PEG, it makes it easier and easier to defend PEG as we go. And so again, this has been thought out and analyzed and tested over and over and over, and we have the exact formula to make this happen. So, and again, whether you trust me or not, you just look at the chart. It's been PEG increase literally almost every day for 2 months. So we're getting there for sure. So all right, and then last but not least was this uh, rank. So as long as you connect your wallet address, which is up here at the top, you can connect with that little wheel or cog right here. It'll ask you to put your address, and then at the bottom here you can see we have 8 different ranks. So depending on how big of a wallet you have, yep, and you can click on it to make it bigger. This one is a bonds captain at 0.1%. This is the number 4, where it goes all the way up to 8. So this is another really cool way to, see your uh, positions grow. You can see these are grayed out because I don't have them, but number 1 there, the commander in chief, that is the legendary 1% of the entire protocol. So that is something to strive for sure. I think we have 1, maybe 2 of these so far, and a lot of pulse commanders, but again, just another way to kind of make it fun. And again, please never ever invest more than you can afford. To each their own. We're not financial advisors. We don't self custody any of your money. We don't manage your money. This is all decentralized code on the internet. But yeah, looking really, really powerful. And even now, like the bonus is down now to 4.9. So again, as ETH goes down in price, it makes it easier to gain on PEG as well. So cool. All right. Did you want me to pull up any other parts of Fusion Watch?
Yes, FW Labs.
Okay.
Yeah, so our microgrids are already really steadily rising in value as PEG rises. I mentioned this last week, and I think mine has gone up by I won't say, but a significant amount by then. And so I just wanted to go through something and remind you guys on that first box there, if you have 1 million SAC points, it would take somewhere in the $20,000 to $25,000 range to have 1 million SAC points if you were to do it today. And when we're back at PEG and ETH is at $5,000, that $20,000 to $25,000 would be worth $1.25 million. So that's just to give you a hint that every single dollar that is used to purchase EMP, to sacrifice EMP, or even sacrifice existing EMP, it has the potential to grow so super significantly.
For sure.
Let's do a smaller number. If you had 100K SAC points, which would currently take somewhere around $2,000 to $2,500 at today's prices, when we're back at PEG and ETH is at 5K, it would be worth $125,000. And when we're back at PEG and 100% of the EMP is held within Fusion, we may or may not have to sell microgrids at a discount. We don't know. It may at one point in the future, may or may not, no promises, be that we could sell our microgrids for more than they're worth, because that's the only way to get into Fusion, and maybe not many other people are willing to sell because the APRs are fantastic at that point. We don't know. You may have to sell at a 50% discount. You may be able to sell at 150% of what it's worth. We don't have a crystal ball, but either way, even if it was at a 50% discount, turning $2,500 into $125,000 and then taking 50% of that, I mean, it's insane. So none of this
Yeah.
is financial advice, and you always press your own buttons. But at this point, it's very easy to see that every dollar makes a big difference when it comes to Fusion deposits.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, I couldn't have said it better, and it illustrates the power of that. And the reason that happens is again because when we do recover peg, we are collateralized with Ethereum, and no matter what the price ends up being, like LA said, when there is the more EMP in circulation, the only way to get in is buying somebody else's microgrid. And again, that's another incredibly beautiful design because that doesn't go to us as a team. No, we're not making any money. We're not selling Ethereum. We're not selling microgrids. That goes directly to other people in the protocol. And so it really is a truly decentralized peer-to-peer, exchange, and built on what crypto is all about. And also to LA's point with the APR calculator, the APR would be calculated on this value, so their actual microgrid value, which means even a 10% APR can be massive returns, considering you only paid $2,000 to get in originally. So everybody keeps saying, what's the APR going to be? What's the APR going to be? Even at a 5% APR, you're earning massively if you took advantage now. And by the time we are at peg, and if somebody's buying a microgrid at full price, we would need a higher APR to make it attractive. But by then, we have all the revenue streams kicking in. I mean, Honor Madness, DexSwap, 2 years from now, we could be doing tens of thousands of dollars a day in real yield. So again, that is all part of the plan. It's not gonna happen tomorrow. Again, don't get involved in EMP if you think we're gonna 100x overnight. This is not a meme token. This is not anything like that. This is real DeFi, run by competent people that have been here and will continue to be here, and a community that really supports it as well. So I don't know what more you could ask for sure. All
Yes.
right, awesome. Yeah. All right, anything else on here before we jump back over?
No, I'll just say we're at a critical time now. It's clear we've reached supply shock zone and we're very steadily climbing. So this is the time to put the pedal to the metal. If you look at the peg trend box, there is an approximation of when we'll hit peg based on our recent behavior over the last week, month, and 3 months. And I'm disappointed to see that between last week and this week, the 1 week trend has gotten significantly longer. And that's only to do with all of us in our community effort and what we're depositing into Fusion. But this can happen much faster or much slower depending on our effort level as a community. And when we
For sure.
come together and all make a commitment to continue chipping away at peg, you'd be absolutely astounded by how quickly this could happen. That's no guarantee that it will happen quickly, but it could happen very quickly if we really rallied together. With the eShare halving happening in about a month as well, both peg, obviously EMP price, and eShare price are primed perfectly for really great expansion. And so we need to ask ourselves, how can we contribute to the community initiative and do all that we can? This doesn't just mean physically depositing, but it also means like hyping everyone up in the chats, on the socials, posting your own community rallies and challenges to keep each other going. Every little piece of effort counts, and it's clearly working. So let's just massively ramp it up together. And I just want to say, I want to get over this 300K curse. I don't believe in curses, but every time we've set the community challenge to 300K, we haven't met our weekly challenge. But every time we've set it to 250,000, we most of the time have doubled, tripled, or even quadrupled the goal. So I
For
want to
sure.
finally get over the 300K challenge, and every time we hit 250, we up the goal. So it's time to just smash that out of the water.
Yeah, I love it, LA, for sure. And again, I mean, the other thing to note is a lot of this has been completely organic. I mean, again, we have some significant expenses as a development team, again, working on DexSwap and everything else. We got to keep the lights on. But all that left over, is building a war chest to help regain Peg and eventually defend Peg without ever having to sell EMP or eShare as a protocol. And the fact that we are where we are right now, completely for the most part on community effort, is so incredibly bullish. I mean, we are going to have everything in place, and ultimately that means better APR and better rewards because we don't have to worry about trying to recover peg on our own. So the takeaway is, like LA said, it is a community effort. I mean, again, and the quicker and more that we work together, the quicker the timeline, and vice versa. So 100% up to all of us, and that's again really cool because it's super organic and not forced. Again, the other issue, we had a peg recovery, plan in the beginning of EMP, and it happened too soon, too fast. We didn't have the infrastructure, we didn't have the community support, we didn't have the real revenue, and it ended up just being another pump and dump. Now you can see on the chart, this is a slow and methodical and steady increase, especially when you look at EMP against ETH. You can change your tab or the chart to track the price of ETH rather than the dollar value. And that chart is about as sexy as it gets. I mean, it's up and to the right, for 2 months. So, and again, theoretically, that will only continue as long as people continue to sacrifice. So, all right, awesome. I know we're coming in about an hour and a half here, and we still have a lot of alpha too. Oh my God, today's been
I just
crazy.
realized we only have 15 minutes till the honor
Yeah,
versus
until our
madness
Autumn
giveaway.
Madness AMA. I know, holy cow. So we'll kind of do a speed round here at the end. Again, all of you that stuck around this long for the alpha, thank you. But yeah, LA, do you just want to go through some of the bullet points real quick, and then I can elaborate, and then I have a little bit of alpha to share too.
Yeah, so we did want to cover detonator DOS contracts again. We know it's been on your minds what it'll mean for the DOS contracts to be sunsetted. We want to make sure all of you know you're going to be taken care of, and we're very close to implementing all of this shortly after DexSwap goes live. But I know that you know that we always have the community's best interest at heart. We always do absolutely everything we can to take care of everyone, and this is no exception to that. A reminder that we're doing this out of the kindness of our hearts and to take care of the loyalist, the most loyal members of the community who did compound all those years and compounded more often than claiming. Detonator and DOS contract were always meant to be a game, and even though it was individuals claiming that impacted the contracts, we're still doing everything in our power to take care of the community involved in those contracts. And so we will keep you updated every step of the way. And just know that you are all being taken care of, and we always have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is something that we take really seriously. Even the decision to do this alone is a tough one, and we feel like we can just do this, get away from all the negativity and the drama around it. We don't have to do it again. I mean, I don't know where this misconception comes from. Literally on every single AMA, on our terms of service on the website, everything. Detonator was a financial game, and it didn't go into our pockets. It didn't go into the protocol. It went into the LP that literally everybody can buy and sell into. So that is the way it was, the way it always has been, and we're only doing this out of to show a sign of good faith, not because we have to or that we had some sort of obligation to people that they think they have. I mean, this is decentralized code on the internet. Nobody put a gun to your head. You are the one pressing the buttons, and it's the same as going to a casino and putting, you know, $100 on black and then getting mad at the, you know, the dealer for pulling red. I mean, again, it's just crazy to me. But anyway, we are doing our best to make it right. And, you know, those that were compounding, those that, you know, did not pull out a lot of profits, you know, they will have a higher percentage rate of what's migrated. It will be a very clear and easy to understand formula that we're going to put together. And then, you know, you'll be credited into Fusion based on those numbers. So if you want to stay in Fusion, great. You have a microgrid now. If you hate EMP and think we suck, then you can always list your microgrid for sale, and I'm sure, you know, somebody would be excited to buy it, especially at a discount. And then that's it. Then there's no more, you know, drama, no more dilution, no more, you know, a black cloud in our rearview mirror. I mean, this is it. So the only stipulation is that you will have to have a microgrid for us to credit you. So I think we're just talking about that today. It's a minimum of 10 sacrifice points, which is like 3 EMP. So you're looking at under, you know, $3. If you can't afford to do that, then, you know, the system just can't, it can't reward a random wallet address. So make
Yep.
sure that you have a microgrid
On the same
established.
account that
Yes,
you
on
have
this.
your detonator or DOS with.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you for clarifying, LA. It has to be the wallet address that you are using for detonator or reactor or any of those. So, all right. And yeah, we'll give everybody an update as it comes. But like LA said, it'll be hopefully within, you know, a few weeks, if not sooner, after DexSwap, which is the next topic. Anything else with detonator before we move on? Yeah.
No.
All right, go ahead. I'll let you do the honors again. You read them out. I'm getting my throat is getting dry here. So yeah, and then I have some
Great.
sick alpha to show. So
Yeah, we're in our final stages of getting ready to launch DexSwap. We've had some amazing updates this week, which I think AJ will share with you. But there's a lot of amazing things on the horizon once DexSwap launches. If you're involved in CetoSwap or Sparkswap, just know that there's nothing you have to do now. All your positions will be migrated over seamlessly to DexSwap. And with everything on one platform, it stands to be a lot more successful long term. All of our marketing efforts condensed into one protocol, our time, our resources with devs, the ability to expand to more chains, many more chains, the ability to get revenue from the HVM marketplace and from all EMP and eShare trades that would have normally those fees gone to PancakeSwap. There's just so much massive potential. DexSwap is already getting people's attention, and so we're just kind of in those final stages getting ready to launch, and we're expecting big things.
yeah, I love it, LA. So that was a great overview, and I'm gonna show some alpha and then give you a little more teaser as we wrap it up. But here it is. Here's a screenshot of the homepage. So DexSwap again under the DexFi brand, and you know, a bespoke liquidity management and multi-chain exchange. So everything that we wanted, you know, L1 Dex and Spark and Manta or CetoSwap, all of this will be under one roof. Um, all V3/V4 concentrated liquidity. You know, we'll be bringing back our spot trading. Obviously, we're trading the perpetuals, the bridge, you know, and even some other cool, you know, yet to be disclosed features. But yeah, I mean, we're almost there. All the contracts are done. We're shooting for a release. Again, I get in trouble, but keep an eye out for this coming week. So again, don't don't get too excited, but we're days away for sure. So just remember though that this is the MVP on Binance Smart Chain only. So the migration of Spark and Pulse, along with all those assets and detonator, I'm sorry, holy cow, Sparkler positions, all that will be coming when we release the actual DEX token. And then we will be supporting Arbitrum as well. The ultimate goal is that we have all the top chains, both through the DEX and through the vaults. Because remember, this is our own DEX, which means we can double dip and utilize all the V3 pools on the vaults as well, and utilize the AILM in those as well. So EMP, ETH LP, eShare BNB LP, and then ultimately GG token will be migrated over. And then on the Arbitrum side, once Arbitrum will probably be next, either Arbitrum or Pulse, but probably Arbitrum, then we will have the GDEX token as well. I mean, technically, we already have that functionality with the spot trade on DexFi. So that's kind of the roadmap. But again, we'll have all this written out for you and have a lot more. Right now, we're just moving fast because we want to get this up and ready, and then we can scale to new chains and bring over a lot of liquidity. And then some other alpha. We have some projects we haven't even talked about, so I'm not allowed to really go into it. But a lot of you have been super hype on the AI narrative lately. We have a lot of things coming that will capitalize on that. We've been doing AI before, AI was even a thing. With all the different smart contracts and management of different farms and vaults. But now we're gonna get in front of the right people. So all that's coming together, and we're almost there. So lots of AI related things coming. Maybe even again, I know a lot of you have been asking for some meme exposure. We have some cool ideas about that. So the next few months are going to be really interesting with all that we have coming, and not only in terms of projects and tokens, but also in terms of marketing as well. So all right, I think that's enough alpha for today. Again, I don't want to get in trouble, but I think that gives you all a good idea of what's coming. And yeah, get ready for all of that. If you are providing EMP ETH LP on PancakeSwap, um, don't or you were farming with it, either remove it from the farm now on the legacy EMP site, or just wait, and you could sacrifice that into Fusion for full credit, or just wait. We'll have a migration script for you ready when DexSwap goes live. It will be so easy. Where if you do have LP, it's literally like 3 clicks, and you'll be able to migrate your LP to DexSwap. So if you don't have LP, don't worry about anything I'm saying. We'll have a whole nother segment of how to provide liquidity if you're new to EMP. But if you have LP already, it will be super simple, and the old EMP token will cease, and then you'll have credit for the new EMP token as we move forward. So this is really bullish. Yeah.
Last bit of alpha. I know we mentioned it on a previous AMA, but you had kind of teased about the potential to earn with your eShare once DexSwap goes live.
Yeah, 100%. So because we're supporting all V3 concentrated liquidity, you could provide LP on eShare. I know a lot of you are hoping that eShare goes up, and it absolutely may. But if you want to actually earn in the meantime, you can provide liquidity under eShare on DexSwap and then earn part of the fees, which again, with all V3 liquidity and utilizing AILM, we don't have to give emissions of eShare or any other inflationary mechanism to those rewards. You're just getting a small cut on the volume. So again, that's super bullish because you can provide liquidity, you can still get upside potential of eShare, and it doesn't hurt the protocol whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people will be very excited about.
For sure. And we'll have all the information, Medium articles, videos, like all of that. So don't get scammed. Don't if you get a DM that says DexSwap launched early, or migrate your EMP here. All of that is 100% a scam. So please don't fall for any of that. Everything will be outlined in our pinned messages, our X account, and on our AMAs. Right, Ellie?
Yes. I think that we will, I think we answered most questions, but I think we will hold off on any other questions until next week so we can hop over to our Honor versus Madness AMA. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, we have like 3 minutes, so join us over on Universe Madness. It'll be a short one over there tonight, but yeah, we can't leave them hanging. So if there was a question we didn't get to, uh, please feel free to leave it in the comments below, or on our Discord channel, or really any of our socials, and we will answer it next week. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's wrap it up, LA. What any final words for all the
Yeah.
beautiful people here on our 3-year anniversary?
Yeah, just want to reiterate, happy 3-year anniversary. We could not have done this without all the amazing help and support from all of you. It makes me so proud to be a part of this community and to see all of the community engagement that we have been putting forth, all the effort and the coming together of everyone to achieve this amazing goal. So thank you guys for everything you're putting into this from day one until now. And we're really looking forward to many more years to come.
I love it. Absolutely, LA. Well said. Nice recap. Much love to all of you. I can't believe what a journey it has been. And, LA says it a lot. It is a hero's journey. I mean, it has definitely not been easy. It has definitely not been everything that we had some pitfalls along the way. It's not been roses and butterflies, but it's been incredible nonetheless. And, as long as you stick with us, there is major, major light at the end of the tunnel, and we're seeing it happen now. I mean, again, all of it's coming together, and we appreciate all of you for being here. So, spread the word on EMP. 3 years running, no exploits, fully transparent team, safety record to boot. So, now it's time for all of us to really scale what we're doing and get excited for the 2025, where we celebrate our 4-year anniversary. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Good night. Good day. See you then. Bye bye.